Unscripted.
I mean, this kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. You know, the PlayStation 5 is quite simply a beast. It's very much the biggest console launch of all time. Now we have a confirmation of that. Sony is doing a lot of things right. Listen, I'm not knocking Xbox just to knock Xbox, but the thing for me personally is when it comes to these consoles and console war and all this kind of stuff, you know, mostly it's just for fun, but I have to say that just as a fan, it is fun to be a little bit you know, right, and when I'm right, I like that, you know, and I think that everybody likes being right from time to time. Now, there's obviously instances where I get it right, and I think it's like a famous person said, you know, people never mention, you know, or I saw this thing, and it was like a quick anecdote just to give to you guys, okay? I saw this on social media somewhere, and it was like a teacher came in and wrote down like 10 problems on the chalkboard, and it was like times table. The first one she got wrong right away, and all the students were laughing at her and everything like that. The following 9 were all correct, and after everybody stopped laughing and all this kind of stuff, she said, well, you know, this is sort of like life. Everybody remembers the one thing you got wrong or you messed up on, not the 9 things you got right. The thing is, I'm not perfect, I'm far from it, but I get a lot of this stuff right, and I do get a lot of stuff right. So, you know, again, I think that this is going to be something that realistically a lot of people are going to be interested in hearing about. And again, major congratulations to Sony. They really just killed it once again. Again, I just feel like Sony has so much going on, and they managed to sort of eloquently do such an amazing job. And, you know, again, right now, you know, hollering to all the YouTubers, all the people that claimed Xbox would win and it'd be different this time around, and, you know, the people that would live with their heads in the cloud and all this kind of stuff. How did that work out for you? Right? Like, I just would love to know how that worked out for you guys. I don't see how you can't be forthright enough to see that that was never going to be something that ended up working out for anybody predicting that the Xbox would actually do something in terms of maybe outselling a PlayStation or something like that. But we got some incredible information today. I can't wait to dive into it. Good stuff. I was right. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out a little small, crappy channel like mine, the best way to do it, a simple like, really goes a long way, and it does mean a lot to me, and it's free for you guys to do, so feel free to do that. And you know what? Shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You have been simply amazing people over the years, and in particular this year, where I have had the best year I've ever had on YouTube. And, you know, that's all appreciative to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be doing anything if it weren't for you all. So thank you guys very, very much for that. It's so cool to see us kind of grow together and just kind of have this kind of fun and awesome time that we're having as fans and gamers and things like that. So thank you so much once again for rocking out with me. It does mean the world to me. So with that being said, let's get started. So, hey, first of all, congratulations to Sony on last night at the Game Awards. If you guys missed it, The Last of Us 2 took home pretty much any award that you could think of, including Game of the Year. I called that one just a phenomenal game, and just really, you know, something that I think goes to show you how much they take gaming seriously and things like that. In fact, it won, I think, 7 awards, which is the all-time highest that a game has won on the Game Awards. So that's really, really interesting to see that happen. Again, this is something that obviously was bound to happen sooner or later, but man, 7 awards, including Game of the Year. That's just absolutely incredible. I gotta say, I really liked what I saw from that. Listen, a lot of people ask me, like, am I gonna do a review of the Game Awards? No, I'll probably do something on Crossfire where we'll talk about it. I thought it was a good show, considering we're in the middle of a pandemic. They managed to get, some pretty big stars there and stuff like that. I wasn't thrilled with all the analysis and stuff. I still think that they, I wish there could have been better. But again, pandemic, so I'm going to say it was a pretty good show. Fun to see the industry kind of grow and have their own award show that's kind of taken seriously and stuff like that. So it was cool to see, like, Returnal. Obviously, that's something that is coming back. Not only is that coming back, but we also see a situation where Perfect Dark is coming back as well. So yeah, I think that that's pretty cool, and that's something that everybody's going to be talking about for a long time. Again, I called this a while ago, to be honest with you. I said, we're going to be seeing some things from Perfect Dark a couple years ago, and this was something that I felt like was really cool. And again, at the end of the day, it's something that I think fans are going to be driven to sort of talk about. Not only are we the ones that kind of dictate what should happen with this type of stuff, we're the ones that really should dictate, everything involved in general, because we're the fans. So with that being said, this video is really about a congratulations to Sony. The PlayStation 5, okay? The PlayStation 5. This is from the NPD. The PS5 had the biggest launch month for any console in the US, beating the previous record holder, which was the PS4. The Switch was the top-selling console in November due to high demand and sufficient supply. The Xbox Series X/S debuted lower than the Xbox One in terms of sales. So that is really good news for Sony. Think about that. And if you're Microsoft, you got to be thinking, man, what can we do? I know the initial excuse is going to be, well, supplies. Supplies is also an excuse for PlayStation 5, but they still managed to sell, and break records. So I think that that's really keen to kind of keep an eye on as well. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launched last month, and they helped set a new November record, according to the NPD. But the fever for next-gen consoles, didn't cool off the demand for the Nintendo Switch. Consumers spent a record $1.4 billion on new video game hardware, an increase of 58% when compared to a year ago. And NPD analyst Matt Piscatella said growth was driven by the launches of the PlayStation 5. Year-to-date hardware spending reached $4 billion, 34% higher than a year ago. Now, when it comes to the top consoles of the month, Nintendo and Sony actually split the victory along some interesting lines here. So PlayStation 5 was November's best-selling hardware platformer in consumer spending, which means obviously people spent more money on PlayStation 5, but it's also a more expensive platform. While Nintendo Switch led the market in units sold, Nintendo Switch has been the best-selling hardware platform in units sold for a record 24 consecutive months. PlayStation 5 is $500. The PS5 Digital Edition is $400. The Switch is $300. The Switch Lite is $200. So even with the Switch outselling the PS5, Sony still generated more revenue from its hardware. Now, the interesting thing is the PS5 achieved the highest launch month unit and dollar sales for a video game platform in U.S. history, said Piscatella. The records were previously held by the PlayStation 4, which debuted in November 2013. Nintendo released some details about its NPD, blah, blah, blah. It sold 1.3 million Switch consoles in November. It brings it to almost 7 million in the U.S. for this year alone, which is pretty good, as well ahead of what's going on. The PlayStation 5's DualSense controller led accessory spending as well. When it comes to accessories, consumers went wild to get the second controller for their system. Obviously a very smart thing for Sony to do, since the DualSense is the standout peripheral for the next generation. It achieved the highest launch month unit and dollar sales wise for a gamepad in history. So yeah, I mean, they were very smart with what they were doing. A lot of people were like, oh, well, why not just have this or this or this? I mean, listen, yeah, you're a business. You don't leave stuff on the table. I just really think that they did a good job with this. They obviously broke all these records. They're doing tremendous stuff. I mean, at this point, it's kind of funny because their games are winning, all these awards. I mean, if you look at it, like even Ghost of Tsushima won awards. Like their games are winning awards nonstop. They've got a lot of games coming out next year. They've also got clearly the most sought after console of all time. This is crazy to sort of see exactly what's kind of going on. And again, this is really fantastic stuff to see that these companies are coming out there. Most importantly for me personally is I feel like this is really good news for console fans, because obviously console gamers like myself want consoles to last a long time. I'm never going to embrace the other ways of, game streaming and all this kind of stuff. Never. That's not going to be me ever. I really do mostly just care about like the consoles and stuff like that. I don't really play games any other way. So I really do. I love the fact that these consoles have able to really go out there and do such an amazing job. Again, this is really nice to see. I'm smiling. I'm glad. Look, Xbox sold out too. It just so happened that, I'm not going to make excuses for it. I just, no matter how much stock Xbox had, I don't think it was going to ever beat, I don't think it was ever going to beat the the PlayStation 5. It just was never going to happen. PlayStation is just PlayStation, and that's just sort of the way it is. And and I wouldn't expect Microsoft. I don't know. This is probably why Microsoft pretty much pre-damage controls everything that they do, and I do hope that one of these days we can continue to see some things get a little bit better on that side, because it's a little bit sad to see kind of how far Xbox has fallen, and just in my opinion, I would love to see them sort of go back and and sort of be able to recapture some of that glory that they once had. And unfortunately, until they get some games going, and I fear by that time they'll be so far behind it won't really matter, that it's just going to be kind of a thing, and it is what it is. I mean, but at the end of the day, I'm going to link this, and you guys can check it out at your own time. Let me know what you guys think, man. Congrats to Sony. You guys killed it once again. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe, happy, and healthy. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.